train. You're not going to be sitting in any defaults, pinching Ivy in 20 seconds. This is a new kettle of fish. And I'm ready to see if Entropiq can push us to 3. This is an important series for both, of course, but don't forget that NiP some lost valor after a bit of a slip-up in their first game.
Ah, come on, guys. We got a tech issue here. Now,
the helicopter reporting the weather live.
This is because we've had this before. Rushdie would tune on in. I think this is also to do with the water, because the other map that we get this noise on is Overpass, which also has water.
Hi, yeah, Chad, just calling in from the weathercopter. It looks like the conditions on Ancient are sunny. Happy to report.
Now, if you can't hear that at home, Alex and I are insane, yes.
Oh, is it happening again?
Well, maybe. You know, there's these weird sound things going on here.
True.
We got a couple of bugs in our system, but it is a technical timeout by NiP. They spilled the beverage. Now, guys,
I feel like every NiP game I cast, there's coffee on the keyboard.
Every few games we do cast, there's coffee on the keyboard. And that's going to teach you one thing. When they sell you the keep cup at the coffee shop, and the lid is extra.
Oh, that's mad.
Get the lid. I know they've got you by the balls, but I'm telling you, get the lid. Every day Alex and I drive, and it's less than 50 meters. But we have 2 coffees that we're holding like they are precious bundles of eggs.
Will this sound ever stop?
I don't know. Yes. See, it's just that fly cam.
What a relief. All right, well, let's get into it. We're ready to see a 5-man mid pistol. Let's see what NiP have been workshopping. They are convinced that Ancient is the map for them. Elian trying to change and hit some mines. His lead finds one, and an easy one for Lackey to maintain an advantage here. And it seems they just want to force the issue. Device set up, the flash from NickelBack, fantastic. And this one should be done. Plopski, nade with his name on it. Tags him up a little, certainly still threatening. An armored P250 not to be snubbed at. But now he's taking a chunk and another nade converts. Okay, Entropiq off to a flying start.
Now, according to Hampus, you just go B.
Just go B.
So, look, I'm sure his methodology since I spoke to him on HTV Confirmed a couple of months ago.
But it explains why they lost the pistol.
Well, they didn't go B.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with this here. So let's see if the tendency of this team is still to go over towards that B bomb site. NiP are one of these squads that do love the T-spawn to cave, smoke. Linus throws that one out from time to time, and there it is. You can actually see him lining up that Molotov that is legal some places, illegal in others.
God, it's pretty crazy to see an illegal Molotov so early into the play.
What's legal here?
Yeah, but it has a legal connotation.
That's true,
You know, it's like walking around with a J in California.
That's
you still feel guilty.
Yeah. You don't want to cross those state borders. Well, 1xBet favoring NiP here, and for good reason.
Yeah, well, they've got the entire A site for fun. That's kind of nice. Lackey returns, and Elian, yeah, he was vulnerable to the clear. NiP could do this, you know, if they can find this cleanly, and they do, their bomb can actually go down. This is like supposed to be the hard part. They're hitting the hard site on the hard round, and they've got it down. Oh, Hampus, bit of a squibbly whip, and he's let it slip. Linus has done something with the P250. He will go down. Took a chunk out of NickelBack, and okay.
They let that one go, didn't they?
They did. It felt like they had all the trimmings and just threw it all in the trash.
Yeah, not ideal, not ideal. Looked very good there for NiP. So they've really put a lot of pressure on that mid control. And it looked like they even had a smoke behind their donut Molotov there. So really allowing themselves to put the best foot forward as far as that mid control goes. They would isolate any CTs to very flash susceptible positions. But regardless of that, we find ourselves sitting at a 2-0 scoreline, with NiP doing something quite interesting here. Plopski's actually gone head armor, deagle, full nades. Everybody else is spending about, wow, half of their money to invest as well here. So another plan, and the same mid-take, right? There's the molly, there's the smoke, and that's mid-control. Look at this.
Yeah, okay.
Open runway. So you can see that combo of util.
Yeah, and I mean, it gives the Ts like a whole new way to play. You can be up shelf this early, and it's pretty uncontestable by the CTs unless they want to flash push smokes.
So very threatening here. You also have to worry about that red house push, top mid, immediately too, right? So somebody has to babysit that.
Look at Elian. I mean, like he's supposed to be on B, but instead, he's waiting for Crad to call for help, and Elian has to clear red house.
So it's made things much more susceptible now for NiP over towards this B bomb site, where they do have a little bit of leftover utility to play with.
Yeah, this should be a threatening round, you know. Those smokes, though, I know Chad Birchall would be upset that there is only potentially 2 to be thrown. A third is in play.
A bit deeper, you never know.
Never know, we'll find out. Double cave setup from the CTs. Forrester tucks and runs, and
what
that
a grenade.
did so much damage.
Oh, the
God,
damage.
NiP disappear. Disappearing axe. He'd love to have gotten the bomb down, but yeah, that's a solid defense. Looks like Entropiq have definitely been drilling an Ancient in their scrims.
What a Herculean set of events just there. Now, if I do take a look at the results, it was the win against Fury yesterday, 16-13. Before that, it was a loss against Ents, 16-13. A loss to Copenhagen Flames, 16-8.
Quite damning.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a win against K23. They lost to Fours, they lost to Mao's NXT, which is the Mao's Academy squad. They lost to Ago. So lots of losses there, but a couple of wins.
Well, you don't learn anything from your wins. No, that's not true either. Something about learning more from a loss. There's a lovely run boost, and Elian is flying towards this lane peak. They really do like having CTs active. Look at them move. Look at them go. Yeah, I mean, Lackey's got a lot of responsibility here. And a miss from Elian. He's going to be pushed from multiple angles. If he doesn't choose to tuck into cave now, he's full committed. Yeah, from behind, Lackey's not holding it. Well, that leaves a little to be desired.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication or timing there. And obviously, we've seen NiP from the beginning. Interesting push. They like to boost Hampers up over that smoke. They've done that since the early days there. I know there haven't been a lot of Ancient games, but of them playing Ancient. So it's something that Entropiq should be aware of here as Hampers continues to peel them apart. And it is just crad.
I think that's going to be enough to completely dissuade them from any aggressive boosts and Elian peaks on the lane. Knowing that that boost is going to be regularly punished, it basically means you can no longer nullify it with a smoke. You're no longer safe when you see that smoke in the L-bend.
What you can do if you want to negate them from going there early is throw the double molly. So you can do a deep molly there in lieu of a smoke and have a molly in front of it, and then you can completely carpet that with flames to give you that avenue.
Sure.
Then you're going to put the smoke down later. So the problem will persist. See your doctor.
And they've, interestingly enough, gone for an AWP on Elian here, so no one else really had the funds to buy.
It wasn't even the boost. Lucky was just too late on the re-smoke. We just saw it there, like the fade. He was standing there with his gear hanging out.
Yeah, it felt like that indeed. Elian's opted to go and whip out the AWP again.
Yeah, why not?
See if he can make that hero moment work. Everyone's interested, all right.
How strong do you reckon these beams are? Do you reckon they'd hold my body weight?
I think they would.
I'm about 85 kilos. 85? 75.
I was going to say that. You're carrying it well.
I'll put on an extra 10 at some point in my mind. 75 kilos.
I'd say they're about as structurally integrous as a IKEA furniture.
Okay, so don't hang off them.
No.
Mid control garnered again. Hampus is just getting so much space and an aggressive push here straight on down the lane. Hampus catches the tail end of this and needs to be careful if he wants to commit or not. Smoked off.
Jeez.
Can't push through. Might just have to let this one go. And it's only temporary. Once the smokes fade, they can start working on this again. Ooh, a boost here. You're not going to catch Hampus. I don't think he's going to give himself up.
Careful.
Oh, he's heard it. Yeah, you are so noisy.
He knows what you're up to and drops the Molotov to buy time. Burns himself out a little bit, but mission accomplished. The CTs are definitely going to be paranoid. NickelBack's mid-hold is very passive. They could have slipped through. But long control. Elian ready to receive ramp. Happy to pause here. Cutting noise, letting Hampus see what he can get. And he's not cleared his corner. So that's a free AK-47 for NickelBack, and that's the go sign. Elian, easy onto Rez, a high flash for the re-peek. He's got at least a did with dink damage from Crad.
They have to commit to this now.
Yeah,
they have
but the whole
left.
team's here.
Oh!
Device has pulled a banger out of the smoke. The spray is good. Linus is better. He's got cave control. And suddenly it's fallen apart into a very competitive, if not favorable, NiP round. They've got 30 seconds for this.
Oh,
a CT
dear.
smoke for the re-aggress. Plopski's ready for you if you try. Oof. Big frag out of NickelBack. And Linus caught as well, tagged in the smoke. He's got nothing left. A gap around it. And Entropiq will take a fourth.
Yeah, and NickelBack's position top mid there, you could see just playing in that red house, so committed. He's basically completely out of the round unless a hit comes in elsewhere. So the fact he even finds a frag, and for Hampus, you're going to sit there and go, well, why didn't he clear his corners? Because you're hoping to take advantage of a timing, right? That's what you're really hoping to do if you're Hampus in that situation. So you, as much as you would love him to be clearing every corner, that's also a position where you have your back open to one of the two angles, maybe even implicating yourself in a few more. NiP can buy again. And out mid they go. Hampus, see, look how easily he's going to be able to get control of this time and time again. It's just so much room to work with.
Yeah, and Krad's actually taken down Device, so that's a rebuttal to the space taken. You see a lot of AWPers opting to post up on this cave angle. I think Elian's probably going to intermittently swap between the two of them. He was effective in his last fight on ramp. And likely to be effective here. Like, I mean, it's very hard to bait a shot. Elian certainly wise to the tricks the T's can employ.
You have to have a pretty good idea if you are Entropiq that NiP do favor this B bomb site, right? Just off of the in-game leader publicly saying that he feels that the B bomb site is the place to go. So making sure that you keep that third man swinging on over. This time round, that is NickelBack.
We don't really fancy... Like, I know Hampus is convinced that the B site's the solution, but when you see these CT setups, it does feel like it could be hard to break if Krad doesn't give you more than just a passing glance. If he sticks around, that leads to an opening frag. Okay, well there, the B side is open for business. And Rez is the one to make sure of it. 2 out of the Swedes should be good for the round. NickelBack with a denial. He's lined it up just shy of the mark, so the bomb now down. Rez has done it all. Not only a bomb plant, but 2 frags. And just looking to save now as they do retreat.
Will they get away, though? Hampus is already in Donut here. He's trying to cut this one off. Forrester and NickelBack both going through Temple. Will need to be aware of this position. Hampus is here quite quickly. Oh. He slipped the line of sight. Hampus should have this. Easy done. One more to find now, and NickelBack, they're sniffing him out. Plopski starting to push and comb through, spawn those bullets, give it away completely, and now the jig is up. NickelBack, how long can you survive? Up to 10 kills with that one. And the only way would be running back closer towards the bomb. So Hampus strolls on in, takes him out. 4-2, the scores read. And some great entries there by Rez. And we find ourselves in a position again where Entropiq, they don't have enough money to buy. So it's double eco territory or a forced now eco in the next. And I think that one would make a little bit more sense. Great shooting here. Just lovely execution. You can see how stifling that utility can be when it gets to land on the site.
Yeah, and that serves me right for thinking that the B defense looked scary. Rez made it look like as easy as opening a tin can.
It can be difficult without a can opener.
It can be difficult without a can opener. You see,
I guess Rez is the can opener.
Yeah, he's definitely sharp. The Hampus mid project.
Yeah, you'd like to avoid an uneducated stroll, but a flash-assisted stroll,
now then.
That's all right.
That does sound pretty juicy. Oh, the flash could book another here. Yep, calling for it. Linus sets NickelBack down to a white screen, condemns him to death. Perfect. And now Hampus can just park the bus. You don't need to be moving any further. You've got half the map just divided by your presence alone. Hanging out in his safe space. Forrester's the next victim, and they're all feeding this Hampus AK. Lackey claws it back, but only for a second. NiP. Well, it's just clinical stuff. Looking good. Didn't have to lose too many members. That was a full investment out of Entropiq, so we are going to see things tie up 4-4.
I'm interested to see what they do about this mid control, right? There's a few options that you could have here if you're Entropiq. So you could be throwing a couple more Molotovs, which is going to force them to either respect it or the fact that they're going to have to extinguish. And then you can just play in no man's land and throw your own flashes and just see if you come out on top of it.
What's stopping them from like a little taking, like, smoking an IP out of B lane, like having that control and then like boosting for the mid control? Cave side.
Yeah, they've gone for that a couple of times, right? We saw that where Hampus came behind them. I guess the problem is you're going to have to reinitiate mid at the same time as you reinitiate B lane, right? Which is, it's not a problem. They just have to make sure they're coordinated about how they do it.
But there is grounds and there's a util set that can basically stop NiP from having lane early, right? You do the smokes, the molly, or the molly first, smoke on the molly.
Yeah, so...
what do you guys call it? The full beans, I believe?
We call it Polly's Pocket.
Oh, Polly's Pocket.
Giving it a Polly's Pocket, right? But I guess the only outcome that can change that is if NiP want to extinguish your mollies, right? They just drop it and then they can play around those smokes. Device gets 2 quick ones with the Tech 9. Looks like he's set for more. Just absolutely burning through these players from Entropiq. 2 to find, both in cave. I'm curious to see when Valve inevitably, right, do an update to Ancient, because inevitably they will. if they fix up things like all the gaps around the cave scaffolding, right? Because there's so many little gaps you guys would have noticed when you watch Rain play it, or you see that they're just looking through those positions. And that seems to be a theme with Vertigo as well. Think about scaffolding on Vertigo. There's a lot of little gaps that you can see through. So I'm curious to think if that's something that Valve are going to want to button up.
Well, yeah, your backpack still sticks out of the scaff in Vertigo as well.
That's a little bit frustrating. So it's crazy that they've opted now to go for this nade set, right? This is a real shift for NiP. They're not going for the front cave molly and trying to fight. Sorry, front cave smoke. Trying to fight is Entropiq. They could push through on a flash.
Oh, and he's so dead.
Good
Hampus cancelled. Device is still here, though. Oh, and a sitting duck. NickelBack, the strafe. It doesn't stop him. 3-on-3. Linus was there as well. He didn't choose to swing. And Forrest doesn't have info mid. Neither does Lackey. He's going for a bit more now. But Entropiq are far too aware. Linus has been given Hampus his old role.
This is the timing here. Linus is worried about two. Lackey's worried about two positions.
Oh, and Linus has found the frag crucial. He's going to have a wide open A site now. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull the rotate alone. Forrest is definitely going looking, which leaves just Crad alone on the B bomb site. So it's working wonders for NiP. How much space does Linus get before they start trying to rotate off?
I think one of the problems is if NiP goes to run all the way back, B lane is an unknown, T spawn is an unknown, A main is an unknown. So maybe it's just wait and allow Linus to actually go through and flank this. Forrest, well, was on a flank of his own. He's going to give away his life, and it is just Crad. So if you are NiP, just wait. Let Linus finish his mission. Right? He's already cleared out a large chunk of the map, and Crad's going to come your direction anyway. You don't even have to worry about Linus getting there in time. Position given up, Crad's back turn, Rez gets the trade, and NiP get the 5th. I like the change up there from Entropiq. I was talking about how are they going to fight middle. Well, they did it on a little bit of a time delay. They operated with those flashes. They kept it competitive. But still, then you're finding yourself in that 3-on-3. Oh, NiP took control of that. And they're really looking to take control of this first half. This is looking likely to be a 6th round. Just the pistols again, couple digs. When I say a couple, I mean 5. It's a loose term, guys.
Yeah, it's flexible.
It's like a few and a couple. They actually do have numbers attached to them.
Yep. A few is 4. Couple is 2.
I thought a few was 3.
A few's always been 4 in my book.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's Google how many is a few.
But you're right. What would be a trio? Would be a what's 3? A pair, a couple.
How many is a few?
Yeah. Now that is an important question.
While many would agree that a few means 3 or more, the dictionary's definition is not many, but more than 1.
Oh.
So a few could be 2.
A few could be 2?
Then a couple is 2.
And a couple is 2, and a few is definitely no more than 3 or 4.
Well, so less than 1.
Less than 1.
Well, there's no less than 2.
Are we making sense anymore?
No.
Okay, good. Well, that definitely favored Forrester on the fade. There's no doubt about it. Pulls the trigger onto Rez. There's the grey screen there, and yeah, he loves it. Oh, nearly 3 on that spray down.
Well, you could say a few.
Picked up the pieces. And, well, Forrester, he hears steps. You know, he was in Donut. He heard lots of people stampeding around A. Well, he's even been Molotov'd out of position as well, so they are jumping towards him. Oh, NickelBack. Well, he's revealed himself, and Plopski's right there for the trade. So, yeah, starting to run away from them short. The Deagles don't post much. Entropiq will be back in with the rifles now. But that is quite the runaway, isn't it? So from the pistol, it's conversions, Chad. It looks competitive. But only really 1 round to report for Entropiq other than those 3.
Terrorists
win. 5 of the 6 in consecutive fashion. Same Molotov and Device with some serious aggression. He's got 10 HP after all of that. Yeah, tuck into your corner. And Crad once more. What are you up to? He's booked Device. That's one way to get control of Bialy. He had NickelBack in support.
That was critical, bro.
Damn, it was. Critical. And he's continued where he left off. Well, all that remains is the Hampus Red Room hold. And he's losing teammates left and right.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to get Hampus up here. It's the other to keep everybody else alive. So now they know it's coming. 2 players turn their attention. He's ready for both.
With Linus posting a frag, maybe he can pull up something magical. Newest addition to the Ninjas with a potentially a point to prove. Already a nice headshot onto Forrester, and he's got so much time. He can take his time. Play the angles, get comfortable, get that...
If he goes to B.
Space.
If he goes to B, that is the genius maneuver right now.
He's got so much util as well. You know how awkward he could make it if he gets time to not only plant, but get an after plant established. They're both clearing A.
Oh, but if Crad keeps going, Crad's going to catch him. He's just slipped past towards Red House now, so it's going to be a race against NickelBack. And
yeah.
I know they look like turtles with how slow they're moving here, but Linus is starting to get an idea on this. Oh, how about if he drops a smoke into a choke point, right, he can buy himself a buffer zone. He's so worried about a player close.
Fakes it. Oh, nerves have struck. He has to commit now.
Well, they know now NickelBack's coming.
Yeah, but does he wait for Crad? He's so far. Oh my God, Linus nearly lays his life on the line just to get the smoke down, but he isolates the duel the same. NickelBack down, shaping up for a pretty solid 1v3 here. 4 in total from Linus. Hard work done. Crad smoked off. He has the kit. Both players with 3 kills to their name here. It's just a question of who is going to leave with a 4th. Linus hears him. Advantage firmly in his hands, and he's actually actively contesting. That's brilliant! Linus making a name for himself and proving some points. NiP given 7, and it's courtesy of a clutch.
Oh, big smile on his face with that one. Special one for him to win here.
Wow.
Yeah, his heart would have been beating a million miles a minute, right? This kid, if you're not certain on how he's come about, promoted from the academy team over there at NiP, hard to bet him in, right? We haven't necessarily seen him have the best of showings. He's just been a good supportive element, but that's a huge round.
Yeah, that's one that people will remember. Next time your name crops up, if they've been witnessing it with us, that'll be at the tip of their tongue to defend you. Big play out of him. Big, big stuff. And I mean, I got so nervous when I see him exposed, dropping that smoke. The fact he holds his nerve to re-swing into that player, it's the only way he was going to find a win.
Yeah, he didn't back down from those fights. So some nice shooting.
Yeah. And
some well thought out play there.
Well, it does break. I mean, can we put the shoe on the other foot for a second, like Entropiq? Let's frame that the other way.
Put him under the microscope here, and yeah, it's not going to be the funnest of times. Deep B smoke being thrown out there, and Linus has now changed it up. That smoke you just saw him throw is the cave smoke. So this could be NiP just barreling up long, knowing they're against pistols, and into the molly. They'll trade out 1 for 1, putting their lives on the line, both teams. See how deep that cave smoke there is as well. It gives a lot of range for Rez to move. Yeah, and they're having a little bit of a gamble. Rez is having a little gander. Oh, and if Forrester dies, they do jump through, unloading his mag, vision restored, but NickelBack has actually got 2 out of that. Suddenly, NiP need to retrieve that bomb. A smoke courtesy of NickelBack would enable it, but getting a bit uncomfortable now for the Ninjas. This was only a couple of armored Deegs, 5-7s, NickelBack's with 2. And he's going for a round-the-world maneuver. It could be the play. Catch a timing, be behind them on ramp as they're starting to plant. Yes, please. They're going to be clearing out the site. It's a question of when Rez chooses to plant.
Bomb has been planted.
Crad for cave, NickelBack ramp. And if he plays it right, he could catch Rez with his back turned. Doesn't need that. Still delivers the frag regardless. And Plopski asked to come up clutch again. 2 to find. Bomb in the open. He knows exactly where it is. Will they hard clear him? It's a 10-second defuse. He doesn't have to be too panicked by the smoke, and he doesn't seem flustered just yet. Hasn't actually chosen to spray. Cleared. Very snappy. Gets the info as well. Oh, he's set for success here. They have to hit the shots, and there you have it. 1v2. Plopski delivers again.
Back-to-back clutches there, and NickelBack, he was looking good, wasn't he? That push through the smoke, he was looking fantastic. And not enough to get them through on that scrappy pistol buy. But they're keeping these rounds tight. This was him pushing on down long with the flashbang. A little bit tired of living like a blind man.
Yeah. Sick of something with a sense of reason. And
sick of sight without a sense of feeling. I brought the lyrics. I thought maybe if he won the round, I could get it in there, but...
And the Silver Side Up. Great album.
Didn't come to fruition.
I'm just glad you weren't doing the photograph one.
The photograph one?
Yeah, well, once NickelBack kind of went a bit poppy, you know.
Yeah.
Look at this photograph.
They saw dollar signs.
They certainly did. Forrester living like a rock star.
I think they have a pretty good indication that A is kind of open now. Forrest is just rotated in over towards Temple, and Lackey will be crossfiring with him from Donut, but this could be breakable right now.
I mean, with his AWP as well, like, it's not the weapon for the job from Lackey. They're vulnerable to this.
And Molly's not going to do a lot.
It's not, is it? He can still be very, very vulnerable, and they are two backs turned. No reaction out of Ninjas. The alpha angle from Forrester rewards him with another. Linus trying to play smoky games, and it's actually been rewarded. Oh my God, he gets them both. Huge from Linus, unresponsive though from Plopski, and that is an important fifth. Tested on A, and they pass.
All right, well, that was a different look, right? They went for something a bit more A-finishy, and they didn't get across the line. So back to B we go. We've been talking about the affinity with NiP and that B bomb site. Scrapping together this buy. Entropiq took a lot of casualties there, so they'll need to drop guns across. They'll need to make this buy work the best they can. AK's dropped, AWP's on the floor, and everybody with the goodies. The only thing we were missing was a kit, but Crowd will grab one of those last second. And here we go again, out mid, a little bit more contesty this time. I don't envy Lackey whatsoever. He is isolated now towards the cutout. Krad's alleviated some pressure over towards B one more time. And if they don't clear Lackey here, the silence step 4, never mind. He is isolated, he is pinned, he needs help, and he needs it now.
Oh, 2 nades on his nose. Left with 33. They would have to overextend to get him.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to let him live here, but the cavalry's coming.
Perfect timing on that. They could boost for it. Maybe the CTs can voice concerns elevated over the box.
Oh, they are giving it a go.
This would be the perfect time to whip it out. He just goes for the wide swing. They're ready for you. Linus specifically ready. Lackey doubles down. Oh, well, call that a successful mid-hold for sure. It leaves NiP with just Device.
Well, Lackey's got some bros, right? Everybody turned up there to back him up, jumping into that fight.
Yeah, it started with him getting tagged down to 30. He's still alive and kicking with 2 frags.
So this is the thing right now. Entropiq have given up a lot of space. They have no idea how far Device could have pushed forward, but Device has absolutely no idea how they found themselves after those mid-fights. So it's an equal exchange right now. Device looking, Entropiq looking, and I think they'll get the territory back here because the bomb, well, it's a necessary find here for Device.
Device had a very close clutch attempt against these boys on Dust 2. Nearly masterful.
He's not getting away with this one, I don't think.
Afraid not, no. Dumping his util to give it a very best shot. Still tempted to be denied from that bedroom. Would have loved to plant. Can't get it. Lackey denies, and that's 3 from him.
Lackey hasn't had a lot of kills, but his impact, and not even by his own doing, the fact he got found out, and then they all just kind of glued in on his position is how the round was won for Entropiq.
Like, I think it's when you've Molotov someone and they've reacted with a smoke, you've then stacinated them. Like, you feel like you've invested so much time and energy and money into him. You want to follow up with a kill, at least have something to show for it. And there's Device's booty cheeks just a little too wide.
Well, that's the thing right there. Like, you bang on. If you have somebody pinned down like that, you really want the kill. Entropiq just reacted like it was the greatest emergency.
Crad loves this. He loves this. He's trying to be so aggressive, and this time it's not netted him anything. But an underhand flash and a leap is Krad's maneuver, and it's worked wonders at times. Look at the space Device has got here. It will be cleared. NickelBack delivers, and at least we've got a 4v4 now. Counter nade looks promising. Everyone's safe.
Everyone's over towards B at least, right? It's definitely one side of the map not being used right now.
Fight. Bloody hell, huge action in cave. Elian trying to close quarters AWP out of trouble. Rez posted up. It's too easy for Elian. Look how close he is to the angle, and it's all he needs. That's an 8-7 half. What a recovery out of Entropiq. Take the pistol and its conversions, but at the tail end, a string of defensive rounds. Just 8-7. NiP's exploitation of B leaves them with just 1 round ahead.
Hey Future Pros, during a game I was observing, I saw Astralis pull off a...
Back in business, second half underway for our second map. It is Ancient. And my God, is that a mega chug? That's what I like to see. That's... Oh! Yeah, these are the Hydro onlys. That's at least 2.5, Chad, and we want to see you staying as hydrated as Entropiq.
If he's drinking one of those a day, gotta be running to the bathroom every couple rounds.
Yeah, well, at least we know that Entropiq are hydrated. Okay. That was important. And so is this, the pistol. Let's see if the NiP pistol squad can return the favor. Entropiq posting their first pistol of the series on Ancient. Let's see if they can string together two in the same way NiP did on Dust 2.
One expert odds not favoring Entropiq here, but NiP the clear favorites.
Rez is about to have a lot on his plate. He's got two pushing the donut position. It's Lackey on his own, doesn't matter.
His plate's cleared.
Yeah, empty. And now retaking this site gets difficult. Lackey far from lacking. Device the same with the pair. Oh, a triple on the USP. Okay, Device is done with this. He's had enough. He just needs to get this one wrapped up. He's got a hot date. Playing with them. NickelBack could still do something. He's actually landed some good damage onto Hampus, which puts the defuse up for debate. He's walked away from Device. Oh, he's played it to perfection.
Oh, it's ringing around the Rosie.
It's playground game.
No.
Oh, and Device again, so close to something absurd. It was like Dust 2 just finding this form. His fist firmly away from the monitor after this one.
He's got to be asking himself how much more he had to do.
I mean, look at the shots he's hitting.
So crispy.
Oh. And then this one, on the reload.
I can't believe this one.
Sit down.
That was mental. NickelBack just getting the dink onto Hampus during that exchange was the difference maker. There was a defuse kit, I believe, just to the donut entrance towards middle, but...
He's laughing it off.
Well, that's the funny thing with that fight. Like, if it does start playing out, you're just literally just chasing each other around the totem in the middle of the donut.
Yeah, the Benny Hill theme tune starts playing. And if you're looking to download that from YouTube to MP3, it's Yakety Sax. I found out during my university days.
Yakety Sax.
That's the original track.
I see.
A Yakety Sax. Sounds like something I'd make up.
I don't know, we need verification, I suppose. People on the internet, let us know.
Whew.
Now, this is the NiP Force Bizzle. Cave smoke from Alien. And he missed it. Now,
what can you say about that one?
I would recommend walking when doing it. I know you mean to have to hold an extra key, but it gives you a little bit extra time to make sure you release it in the correct moment.
On your head, son.
So, very nice cave control taken here from Crad. So he responded to the cave smoke missing by taking cave. So at least they've been able to retain some level of map control. Hampus is trying to be cheeky through the door, through the smoke, having a poke. And if they could send them over towards the A bomb site, that's not too shabby whatsoever. Rez, he is hiding towards the tall box. Linus is in donut with Device, and Hampus is here as well with the scouts. So this could get spicy. I don't know how spicy you guys like it. Vindaloos tend to be pretty hot.
I mean, if it's a proper spice, maybe Vindaloo's a bit too much, but in Germany, you're safe to order a Madras or a Vindaloo.
Yeah, without dramas. You don't need the milk.
In the UK, I'd treat it with respect. We got some mean curries in the UK. That's a tag out of the scout. Here we go. They might bait Rez in.
This tall box
There's a lot of ninjas here. This
cleared.
really can ruin things, and Linus already posting a deagle frag.
No one ever clears this.
No, they don't. Yeah, this should be 2 if Rez is sharp. Wow, look at his patience. He still hasn't taken a shot. Linus, you want to just win the whole round? Oh, that's cancelled by Crad. Rez caught out. Damage inflicted and converted. Lackey, 10 HP. And into a scout, that's too much for him. NiP have immediately returned control to their domain.
Yeah, that's just one of the things is A bomb site. Like, it feels tantalizing. Yeah, we know all the smokes. We're able to isolate CT, Temple, Donut, but it's still really rough. Like, check this out. I think that's one of their own smokes limped forward there by NiP, right? And that is enough, to just make it a little bit more janky, to make it more precarious here
and
as you're trying to enter the
it's janky enough on the Lara play. Like, I mean, that whole... I just called it Lara, bloody hell. On the donut angles.
We used to call it Lara because of Lara Croft, guys. But you guys win. You can have donut. It's cool. We'll call it whatever you want. Alphabet soup.
Well, they're leaning B. Hampus knows how to deal with this. He knows it's the only way to play on Ancient. So the entire NiP squad are here to receive them. Here comes another opportunity for Linus, and he does greet them with the spray into the spine. Lovely play out of Hampus as well. Clears it down, locks it down, maintaining that AK as well.
Yeah, Rush. I know Forrester's the last guy alive, and it's like the whole rule of... Okay, maybe we stick with him.
What were you going to say?
I want to look at Device's M4. Is that thing worth like $1 million? Like, it's obviously not worth $1 million, but it's got like the iBuy Power hollow stickeroonies on them.
It is stacked.
And apparently they were like worth a truckload. I don't know. I'm not a skin aficionado. I'm not a sticker aficionado.
It is the iBuy. Has he got 4 of them on there? 1, 2, 3,
like
4.
it.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and didn't a skin recently, there was a knife that went in China for something ridiculous. Wasn't it like $1 million or something I saw?
Well, like some rare float.
Yeah, I think something. I think.
Okay, that's madness.
Yeah, it is pretty mental. But this is, well, Entropiq having to take a save. Their heavier investment last time round, you saw it didn't go swimmingly. So this is them just having to swallow the bitter pill. Take a chill pill, maybe. As Mr. Paul Burchell would say.
Definitely required a few of them in my time. And Avicii still didn't think I was cool.
Damn, bro.
I know.
How many's he getting with the Mac 10?
I'm calling all of them.
I reckon 3.
It's the Linus pop off. Jumpy dinks.
Oh, he only got 1.
Kept very honest.
Plopski stealing frags from poor Linus. Plopski, you have to share. It's nice to share sometimes. You get to see the joy of the other people when they use the toys.
Especially if one of your love languages is gift giving.
Mm.
That's how you, or most likely it's the form of affection you didn't receive as a child. If it's your love language, there's an interesting one for you. So like your most likely, most spoken language.
Gifts.
Yeah, gift giving. Acts of service, that's another good one.
Acts of service is a good one for me.
Yeah.
I like that one. Mac 10 for Crad. He's going over towards B. You don't hate the weapon of choice.
I do hate that lackadaisical clear from Hampus. He's still booked Forrester. So Plopski dumps a smoke to hold on to Cave, and he's done very well there, not only holding on to it, but dunking down Crad to 50. So this is going to slow things down. We're going to see, I think, a bit of a rot of the clock. Don't expect to see any poking and prodding anytime soon.
But they only have 2 smokes and a flash.
Yeah.
Like you can do the pillar smokes, you can smoke left and left and right side of the site. Oh, a bit of an off angle here from Linus, right? So it looks like his crosshairs directly on him. As this starts to fade, if Linus wants to step on out, he will have to contend with that boost. Now, if they can get their way through lamps into Cave, which they have, NickelBack can smoke left, Lackey can smoke right. Oh, and that's a tight angle.
Yeah, well, there's the left smoke. Nothing to report just yet. There's the right, and there's the side. Oh, timing's perfect. He strikes. And Lackey, oh, just safe from the device spray. That says play on. 3v5, Chad. There's a world where Lackey can find some impact early. He knows where you are, Device, and he's holding firm. Perfect execution. Util, non-existent. It has to be bullets and bodies. NickelBack, a lot to do. Multiple targets and 2 different avenues of assault. Incendiary forces him very passive. He actually pushes in, and that's as easy as that for the Ninjas. Plenty of time for the defuse. And more impact out of Linus. That's going to be 19 frags, top of the scoreboard, alongside Device and Hampus.
Yeah, looking good. It's good to see Linus having a good game. It was great to see Plopski having a fantastic dust too. NickelBack on the other side of things has 20 to his name. Elian not with the greatest of times here. He has 10 apiece with Forrester. So that's the 2 stars. Crad coming in with 11 and 14 for Lackey. But this site, right, got a bit funky there for a moment or two. The U2 was not bad by NiP as part of that retake. They'll keep themselves with a 4-round lead. And we're going to see another one of these mixed buy scenarios coming out of Entropiq. So 2 AKs and then 3 individuals staying things a bit more conservative. There's the double mid molly. So a deep and a close. And you can't hang around.
Ugh, no, not at all. And look at the space it gives Hampus. Goes and has a glance.
Sector clear.
Yeah.
Rotate A, and they will.
Look at them. Those blue dots just starting to magnetize to A. And they're fully committed to this. Ala does too. The door's about to be locked behind them courtesy of Hampus.
Oh, the timing for Hampus is great.
Yeah, that's a nice opportunity for Lackey. Unfortunately, though, the flank's already on. He's pulled NickelBack back, and well, that's a big response.
This is a problem now. There's a way out. There is a way out from Entropiq. They can fall back with the bomb here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to have to, considering what Device and Rez have laid down. They are trying to test Plopski's mid, and that's another important frag. Look what it's cost them, though.
Scrambling.
Yeah, very low. And only Crad now. Rez should... Does he assume that it's clear? Crad, if you cut noise for long enough, you might be able to get out of trouble. I don't know about the NiP setup. You can see Device is going looking for answers as well. And poor old Crad. He's done well to find the first, but immediately found. Device goes round, and it's 13. So it looks like NiP are just starting to close this one out. Very little signs of life out of Entropiq. We had an 8-7 half, and since that pistol win, they have been kept very humble. Finances, as discussed, they did keep it conservative to the point where we do get to see rifles into this, round 22. They do need to be proving they can take a site, though.
Yeah, they lose this one, and then it's just going to be a matter of time until it's closed on down here in this second half. We're looking at just one round to boast, and it was the pistol. So you lose that second round, and, well, you've lost almost everything here. Stylish run boost wasn't landed, but Hampus, regardless, he's thrust forward for a fight. Flash in support. He won't actually use it to reinitiate here, so he's going to get sticky. That smoke buys a bit of time and a buffer, and everybody from NiP is towards middle or this B bomb site. There's nobody towards A right now, so some massive gaps. Fortunate for them, there is no pressure on A. They're not to know this, however.
Oh, Device clears out Elian. Nice work off the left eye. And more to be found as well. Lackey, lucky to be alive. Just shy of the mark from Device's AWP. Still a 3-man setup here, so if they do want to try and take Cave, they'll face some resistance, you'd imagine. Device can take Cave out of their hands and post up here. This is a very hard angle to force the fight off. Oh, NickelBack, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. A weird gap in the smoke. Crad goes looking. Linus looking the wrong way. Swallows the flash as well. Looking good for Entropiq. This could be a competitive round. They have to get that bomb locked down. Hampus can still cause trouble as it fades. Catching Forrester. Krad's his next victim, and they're running out of players here. NiP again on this retake. It's so quick. The wallbang has to come in. Has to come in. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. NickelBack. Just look at this defender's honor here. Keep hold of his AK at the bare minimum. NiP successful in the retake again.
Did get flustered, right? Device was called to look and throw the smoke towards long that was fluffed. So not only did he give up his own life, he threw a smoke that they were running through anyway. So it almost felt completely in vain there. So you get this first one on the crawl. See there, I'm crawling in from a different angle. NickelBack gets that kill. That's only because Device stepped out through the smoke, I believe. And then from there, it was up to Hampus with his heroics through the smoke. Those fights isolated, and, well, there's only a slight gap that you can actually spam through, and we're changing the pace. It's a fast A. Here we go.
All right, Rez, just caught in the open. Good util usage so far. Entropiq are through. Oh, nearly a collateral. Device can get more here. Elian denies. The bomb now loose. Man advantage. Entropiq looking to twist the knife here with a bomb plant. And that's been denied as well. Hampus just has the lineup. That's all it takes. And suddenly the smokes will fade and you find yourself in a bit of an uncomfortable one.
NickelBack's been going around the world this whole time, though.
Yeah, you're right. This flank towards CT, if Forrester can just live, if Elian can just survive. NickelBack, always been held. Linus awareness is there. Both in this temple position. Oh, and Forrester loses his head. Nice work from Plopski. Elian, be good to pull out a clutch at this point in time, but they are paired up. It's going to be very hard for him to find that two individual 1v1s. Oh, he's just tucked in. The first shot hit and 10 HP to play with. Plopski just needs to hit him with anything. Reposition solid. Smoke just fades. Elian, he's got 30 seconds. Does he really want to go around the world? Plopski will be anticipating the potential shortly. He's going wide now, looking for contact. Nothing.
Oh, he knows.
He's starting to get a whiff.
He's worked it out.
Has he, though? It's going to be down to timing. Plopski's looking the wrong way. Elian saves them Wow, it really was hanging in the balance there. A 1v2 for Alien just says play on. Entropiq no longer going to be broken. We're not going to be staring down the brutality of a 15th. You can at least try and finish this out in regulation, but it's such a long road.
Oh, it is a long road. It is a long road. This was a crazy clutch to even pull on off here, and they were just patient with it. I think both teams did a great job. You consider the circumstances on this side, just how messy it did get, the flanks upon flanks, the damage through the smokes, the spam, locked into Temple, and a nice clutch. Maybe that'll breathe a bit of life right now into Entropiq. One more for double digits and one more to break the bank of NiP. Quite heavy presence again towards this B lane, but it's an A finish likely one more time. Plopski gets an upgrade for free through the smoke. The cheeky business is denied.
That was ballsy, wasn't it, when you were alone as well?
Yeah, it's just a crazy upgrade. Plopski had the worst gun on NiP, and now he has an AK.
Oh, and they've actually taken the first duel on Donut. Device's AWP is utilized well, seems prepared for it, and that 15 comes as easy as that.
Open and shut case on that one, I think.
After working so hard for the 9th, the 15th does just slip the net in the next. That's a bitter one.
Okay, well, scrap together buy for this final round of play here. There's the MP9 in its perfect range. You can't get anything better than that. And then the AWP with 2, Rez with 2. See you later. One more round of play, and it's looking good for the NiP 2-0. Coming up later this evening at 8 p.m, we do have Liquid taking on Gambit. It's going to be quite the fixture, but we're going fast out mid. It's all in.
Oh, and their health is missing. Lackey 1, Rez is a problem. They can't get through. The AK makes him even more spicy than he initially was. Alien's alone, and this is done. NiP proving a point. Certainly with Ancient, and Alien's down and out as well. Call it quits, 16. And a quick 2-0 for the Ninjas. That's going to be a bit more convincing. Frustrations bubbling over at times, but a compulsory win in the bank. And we'll see more from the boys of Entropiq as they look to battle the lower half of the table. Group D, our last group of Pro League Season 14, continues in just a